Good evening, everyone. Hello? Can you hear me? So, now we're good? Excellent. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the LEEF 2021 Star Banquet Awards. We are so incredibly happy to see you in person. Jazz hands, woo! Yeah. We want to start by thanking our annual partners, our LEAF annual partners, for making this night possible, and also thank Superintendent Bruce Gearing. We have LISD trustees Trish Bodie, Gloria Gonzalez DeLucia, Anna Smith, Christine Maurer, and Alexis Grimes. Yeah. Thank you all for being here tonight as well. We very much appreciate it. So for those of you that are sitting at your table, students, those lovely frames are for you, and the plaques are for your teacher honorees. So enjoy those. And we've been watching your student videos, so you guys know we're also going to be posting videos on social media. So make sure you start watching those tomorrow on the Leander ISD Facebook page. But these students are incredible, y'all. They're so amazing. We are so inspired by you. Your grit and determination this past year, and the staff as well. Teachers, let's give them a hand as well. We are so proud to be part of Leander ISD, so thank you again for being here tonight. I'm going to let this get kicked off with Denise Geiger, because you guys want to hear from the students, right? So let's get this party started. Denise, come on up. Thank you.
Oh, yes, here you go. Thank you. Should I take off my mask or wear my mask? Mask on or mask off? Whichever you're comfortable. Okay. Hello, my name's Denise, and I am so proud to be here to introduce Ryan Garza. Ryan asked that I speak for him tonight, and I could not find it more honorable to be here and do that. He is here to honor his teacher, Jimmy Thomas, who teaches our 18+ transition services. Ryan told me that this teacher is such a strong influencer, and he helps him set goals. Ryan, just so you guys know, is no slacker. He has 2 jobs. He works at HEB and Dick's. He stays very busy because he decided that a goal for himself would be to save for a car. He then had to get a driver's license, and he got his driver's license, and he's already bought this car. So this guy's a mover and shaker. When we were trying to decide who that outstanding student would be, well, Ryan just rose to the top, and it is such an honor to be standing here right next to Ryan, because I know that this guy is already doing great things into his adulthood, and he sees that this teacher really inspired him to reach harder and reach in a way that he wouldn't have probably tried for himself. And so I see a life being well lived and a teacher that really inspired that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce John Sloan from Cedar Park High School, principal.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Caden Taliha on behalf of Cedar Park High School, and he is going to be recognizing Mrs. Lisa Holt.
Sorry. Hi. Oh, my name is Caden Taliha, and I would like to recognize Miss Lisa Holt for being just such an incredible influence for me on my journey of becoming a musician. I am currently interested in going into classical vocal performance and am looking at Trinity University as my place of attendance for pursuing such a dream. Ms. Holt has introduced me to so many different opportunities and so many different connections and people that it is just incredible. She has taken me to great heights that I cannot thank her enough for, such as going to Team EA 4 times in a row, which was really, really cool. Which is a big state choral competition within Texas. She has also introduced me to the NATS program, which is another big national singing competition, and just her leadership and guidance of the Cedar Park High School Choir and her guidance for me pursuing a musician, to be an eventual musician has just been incredible, and I just really cannot put it into words. So thank you so, so much, Ms. Holt.
All right, thank you, Caden. And quick thank you to Lee for putting on this event. It's always one of the best events of the year and great to recognize these wonderful students and our staff. So next up for Cedar Park High School, we have Megan Defalco, and she will be introducing Mr. Matthew Wren.
Hi, I'm Megan Defalco, and I selected Mr. Wren as the teacher who's influenced me the most because ever since I walked into his class sophomore year, he's been a rock for me. Mr. Wren became my go-to math teacher whenever I needed help in any math-related classes, getting me through geometry, algebra 2, and pre-calculus. Even though he had other students to worry about, he always made time for anyone who needed it. He's one of the most genuine and dedicated teachers I've ever met. He supports his students inside and outside of the classroom. Mr. Wren makes personal connections with his students, which truly helps us get through our hard days, and he's always asking about our sporting events and college plans. And although Mr. Wren hasn't technically been my teacher since sophomore year, he's helped me get through the stresses of junior year and the constant fears of senior year, aiding me in my college decisions. And sorry about not picking Baylor, but woo pig. Anyways, Mr. Wren is one of the kindest souls, always putting his students' needs in front of his own, and I couldn't think of anyone more deserving than him for this award.
All right, and next up for Cedar Park High School, we have Stella Ships, and she is going to be recognizing Miss Kim Vidrine.
Good evening, I'm Stella Ships. I chose Miss Vidrine for recognition because her class made me grow the most. English is not my strongest subject, so her class really challenged me. However, she still offered a lot of support and structure, which made it easier. The difficult projects and intense grammar focus prepared me for the future. I can attribute my perfect ACT score and subsequently my admission to MIT to her class. Even though I took English 2 back in sophomore year, I remember a few special things. The mid-class break, which relieved the workload, the daily mugshots that reinforced grammar, and the very accurate and helpful calendar. I am also inspired by Miss Vidrine because I knew she ran early each morning and still managed to teach our class with energy. I also admire her professionalism, which showed through her awesome outfits and incredible organization. She truly motivated me to carry out the message on the poster on her desk, to work. Thank you, Ms. Vidrine.
This makes for some entertainment, right? Watching us get the mic covers off and on. Now I would love to introduce Dr. Miller with Glenn High School.
tell you, this looked really easy when you watch the board meeting, but it's kind of like putting a sock on a baby's foot. Oh my gosh. Wow. Of course. All right, good evening. I am Sean Miller, the principal at Tom Glen High School, and I have the honor of actually standing in for Alita Sarakova. She could not be here tonight. She has practice, and so I'm going to share her words. They tricked me a little bit because they said all I would be doing was introducing the teacher. They didn't tell me that I'd be reading the speech, so here we go. I'm going to do my best. Alita said, Mrs. McGill has been my biology teacher and chemistry teacher during my freshman and sophomore years. These 2 years were the hardest for me since my family and I just moved to the U.S. from Pakistan, and I could barely enunciate a comprehensive sentence. Mrs. McGill explained and answered my numerous questions about problems and word meanings. She's also been a mentor for UIL science competitions, both for biology and chemistry, thus inspiring my passion for these subjects. I would stay after school with her to learn how to solve college-level problems for my upcoming contests. Mrs. McGill is not only a great and passionate teacher, but also a human with a big heart who lived in several countries. So she understood my struggles and tried her best to aid me in overcoming my language barrier. With confidence, I can say that I wouldn't be where I am today without her help and exceptional mentorship. And our next student, I'm going to ask Aziz Faiz to come up and introduce Daniel Naraki.
I think I got it. Yeah, it is.
Very tricky.
It
looks easy, but it's not.
That's right. Hello, everybody. My name is Aziz Frage. I'm a senior this year from Glen High School, and I'm recognizing Mr. Naraki today. I've been a student of his for 3 years. Mainly, he teaches computer science, and I've had computer science 1, 2, 3, and 3 with him. Throughout the years, I would say I was really interested, and that's how I began my course with him. Throughout the years, I just increased my interest in computer science, and it really helped me in the future because Mr. Naraki provided like information about scholarships and connections that really, I think, is going to help me with my future in college. And lastly, I would say like anyone who's interested in like computer science, I would say like in Glen High School, like definitely join this class. Yeah, and that's all for tonight. I would like to thank him for all the hard work he's helped me with, and thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Have a good day.
I swear to God. Oh my gosh. Okay, at this time I'd like to ask Sebastian Martinez to come up and introduce David Barnes.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Martinez, and I nominated Mr. Barnes. Mr. Barnes taught me that being successful is not easy, but he constantly pushed me to be better in all aspects of life. Mr. Barnes taught me the phrase "all in," which means he always made sure to do. He always made me make sure that I was all in everything I did. All in means everything you do it, all in. Give it your best, because that's letting everyone around you down, and that's definitely something that I've took to heart, because it's made me a better person, in the classroom, around my family, around my friends, and especially on the soccer field. And I'm so thankful for him teaching me this phrase, because whenever I struggled, I always just remember to be all in. And thank you for everything.
All right, next I'd love to invite up Chris Simpson with Leander High School.
I watched Dr. Miller and Mr. Sloan struggle, so I was ready to go. Thank you, Sean, for that. I appreciate that. I'd like to start off by welcoming Emily Bertner and Miss Michelle Lux. Almost.
Hi, I'm Emily Bertner. I'm from Leander High School, and I selected Miss Michelle Lux due to her passion for teaching and her compassion for everyone around her. She strives to catalyze positive change in her students' education, yet also their lives. As a student in her AP Macroeconomics, AP Microeconomics, and AP US History courses, she consistently provided my peers and I with infinitesimal resources to enable us to attain our highest potential, prepare us for higher learning institutions, encourage intellectual inquiry, and encourage collaboration with my peers, as well as ensure that our personal needs and states of mind were always being met and taken into consideration. However, Ms. Lux is so much more than a teacher. She's a compassionate and selfless leader that consistently puts her students and her colleagues' needs before her own. Ms. Lux not only aided me in attaining the highest possible score on all the AP exams that she prepared me for. Thank you. She also helped me during one of the most difficult times in my high school career. Knowing that I had Ms. Lux's support and care aided me in coming to school with a smile and just an incentive to show up with a positive attitude every day. Thank you.
Great job, Emily. Next, I'd like to welcome up Miss Paulina Gallegos and Miss Amber Hall, recognizing Miss Hall. And while they have the long, awkward walk up, I'd like to thank LEEF and the board for being here as well. We appreciate this event, especially in the pandemic. It's good to get a little good, and so we appreciate hearing all these stories, so thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm Paulina Perez, and I nominated Ms. Hall. Ms. Hall is an outstanding teacher because she is one of the most caring and compassionate teachers I've met. Even though motivation has been a struggle for me during these difficult times, she has helped me stay driven by making sure I do not fall behind. She has never failed to encourage us to continue to work hard by recognizing the efforts of each student. And through her passionate teaching, she has inspired me to continue to search for my vocation and has fueled my passion for the health science field. Over the 2 years that I've known her, she has always taught us about not only health science, but also about the real world. Even though I had never dealt with building resumes or being interviewed for a position, I was able to experience this for the first time in her class and was able to gain confidence in these areas quickly while still having fun. With the skills that I have learned while being in Ms. Hall's class, I just know that I will be more than ready to move on for the next chapter in life. Thank you.
Alrighty, and last up, representing Leander High School, Mr. Habe Mondragon, recognizing band director Robert Saladen.
Yeah, I can't do this. the most influential educator in my 4 years of high school, has taught me and many students the value of hard work, being held accountable, and being responsible at a hard level, and always finding ways to drive me and other students to do better within our own abilities, and always being there and caring for the students in the band program. With his fun attitude and always being fun to talk to, and when he is teaching, he always finds ways to motivate students to do even better, and has influenced my life to where I learned the value of responsibility, commitment, self-confidence, and accountability, and I can implement these values in my own life. And I'm eternally grateful that I met and was taught by Mr. Sladen.
All right, next let's bring up Barbara Spellman with New Hope High School.
All right. Good evening. It's nice to see everybody here. It may be the first time in a year that I've been in a building with this many people, and it is remarkably wonderful. And what a great night to be able to celebrate each other. New Hope is our alternative high school, and our students choose to come for so many different reasons. A lot of it has to do with individuality. So our first student up is Eden Davis. And Eden Davis is a 2-year student at New Hope. She just needed a different walk. And she couldn't be here tonight, but she did want to honor Kelly Middleton. So Kelly, if you'll come up, so we can recognize Kelly. Before we do that, I would say I had a long relationship with Kelly. We were actually born in the same neighborhood. We didn't figure that out till about 35 years later when she came to work at New Hope. We'd been colleagues or had known each other at Cedar Park High School. She'd been involved in the community in Leander forever. And I knew that she had that special quality to kind of be house mom, right? So if you're in a sorority or fraternity, you know what a house mom is, right? And if you're at New Hope, you know what a house mom is. It's somebody to be there for every kid no matter what that they might need. And that is why Eden chose her. What Eden chose to say about her was that Mrs. Middleton has always reminded me to be myself and to work as hard as I can. Over the past 2 years, she became the person I knew would be there to help me if I needed anything. She helped me realize my potential in this world and that I'm destined for amazing things in my future. And I would say, that's true, Kelly. We so appreciate you. And next up is the lovely Kaylee Morrison, and she is recognizing a former teacher, Amanda Cordes, who could not be here, so I'll be her proxy.
Hello, okay. My name is Kaylee Morrison, and I nominated Amanda Cordes for this event. I've known Amanda Cordes since I was a freshman, and this past few weeks ago, I still talk to her. She is one of the most amazing people and teachers I've gotten to know. I believe that there's a difference between academics and education, and she definitely has taught me and educated me on what it's like to not only just be a student, but someone who loves the arts and can challenge themselves in not only something like dance that can be incorporated as something as painting or AP2D art or something like that. She's really great at teaching me and pushing me to find inspiration from something else that isn't just my own, I guess you can say comfort. And then I also wanted to say thank you to New Hope and you guys, because I graduated early because of them, so I can pursue my dream as a dancer and train harder and work harder and not have to be in a school. They really helped me and supported me through a lot of that, and I just wanted to say thank you. Okay.
That's it for New Hope. I think our next school is Rouse, and that will be Miss Christine Simpson.
Good evening. Sock on a baby. The Simpsons had 4 children, and they were lucky if they had a diaper on, so that's why Mr. Simpson was struggling with this sock on the baby. Not a lie. It's not a lie. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing 3 students who are honoring 3 educators. I want to thank LEEF for the opportunity and point out to the wonderful educators in this room that there are about 19 of you recognized out of more than 1,000 high school teachers. And then when you think of the K-12 experience these students have had, it goes beyond that. So this is a big honor, and if we could just give our educators one more round of applause, please. I'd like to start by inviting up Cindy Sanchez and Counselor Amy Whittle.
Hello, I'm Cindy Sanchez, and I'm from Rouse High School. First, I'd like to thank LEEF for allowing us to be here and taking notice the great job our educators have done to help us students. So tonight, I nominated Ms. Woodall, my high school counselor. She has gone to extreme lengths, honestly, for me personally, to help me get an education I deserve, and that was fit to me personally. While other school staff was obviously there, helped me notice my accomplishments, my weaknesses, she was able to take the most out of that and help me become a better person and a better student. She also actually nominated me for a scholarship called the Piper Scholarship. It's a very prestigious scholarship, and for that, I'm very thankful for, because of that, I'll be able to maybe not attend a great prestigious college, but at least I'll be able to further my education as a first-generation college attendant. So thank you, Ms. Whittle, a lot for that opportunity.
Cindy and I were talking that she is making a very wise choice by starting her college career in a manner that is going to launch her wherever she wants to be. So she's going to take her time to decide. So she's being very humble in the fact that she's going to be highly successful. So thank you, Cindy. Next up is Joshua Palewski, and he is recognizing Ryan Casey, our resident basketball staff star for all of our faculty basketball events.
Hi, I'm Joshua, and I would like to honor Mr. Casey, because whenever he came into class, I could always tell he wasn't here to be there because he had to. He was here because he wanted to teach us, and he wanted to help us through our education, and he really cared for the students. And every day, he would come in and he would have energy, and he would be able, he was able to inspire me to become have a career in science, and he inspires me to, every time I help another student, to teach them like he taught me and let them figure out the answer and guide them and let them know that they can do it and nothing should stand in their way. So I would like to thank him.
And I believe Mr. Casey went to school in Leander ISD and was taught by Mr. Simpson in middle school. And today I hired yet another Rouse High School graduate. I now have 4 on staff, so know that the work that our students are doing in school, they are turning around and becoming employed in Leander ISD and giving back to future generations. So today is a big success in that as well. So thank you, Mr. Casey. Last up, we have Caden Westbrook, and he is recognizing Coach Kevin Ellison.
Not yet. Yeah, you might want that back.
I do, Hickey.
That wasn't that bad.
I'm gonna get you for that, kid.
My name is Caden Westbrook, and I go to Rouse High School. This is Kevin Ellison, the D-line coach at Rouse, and I've had a privilege of being with him all 4 years for football. He's been mainly football coach to me, but I would be wrong to say he's not also been a mentor, and I would go so far to say even a friend to me. And from my freshman year, starting out, just learning what high school football will be, and the joys of that, and also the struggles, and all the learning experience and the lessons that would bring into sophomore year, and figuring out what my role would be, and putting me up against people that are 100 pounds more from me, from Cedar Park mainly. And into junior year, learning what my role would be, getting into the lineup more, him teaching me how to push our leaders and grooming me to eventually become one. And then going into COVID, sitting on the Zoom meetings with his 3-year-old daughter attending with us, just shows that no matter what was going on in his life, he was always going to be there for us, to spamming out countless Twitter D-line videos to us, even whenever we wouldn't watch some of them. And then going into senior year and having a turnaround season. Most of you probably are not familiar with that, but we did very good compared to the last year, as Ms. Simpson is very happy with, I'm sure. And yeah, yes. And then into preparing me for the next phase, and mainly just throughout the last 4 years preparing me and teaching me lessons. Wise people have said football is a metaphor for life, and the lessons you learn, hard work, determination, apply not only to physical exercise and competition, but it's more of a mental state, and you learn so much through that. So I cannot thank him enough for his dedication and just all-around excellence, and for pushing me hard, even though he didn't maybe know if I was going to be able to take it all the time, but he knew that it was what I needed, and I cannot thank him enough for that wisdom and for putting the pressure on me to succeed and become the best version of myself that I am today. So thank you, Coach.
It is hard, see? Caden, you forgot yours too, buddy. Uh-huh. Make fun of your principal, will you? All right, next up, I would like to introduce Jamie Spexarth, who is here for Vandergrift High School. Come on up.
Surprise, I'm not Charlie Little, but I am his associate, and I'll be representing Vandergrift tonight. At Vandergrift High School, we really take such great care, thank you, to select the students who will select teachers for this recognition at the LEEF STAR Banquet. Our counseling team is tasked with this. They each kind of bring their picks for a draft, and it can get quite intense as they advocate for their picks. When I look at the students that were selected this year and the teachers that they in turn selected, I see that our counselors knocked it out of the park. Students being selected to be here is a great honor. And the teachers that they have selected as their honorees is congratulations. It's awesome. First up, for Vandegrift High School, we have Prayag Oraganti, and he will be presenting his award to Alex Magnus.
Hello, everyone. My name is Prayag Oraganti. I would like to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to Leander ISD and the LEEF Foundation for this wonderful event, and to my counselors for their kind honor of having me represent Vandegrift tonight. When I was first notified of the recognition, my initial reaction was, why me? But I will gladly take it. I'm very honored to recognize my 11th grade AP US History teacher, Miss Magnus. In my 13 years in the Texas public education system, I have had 61 educators. The important thing I have learned is that the best teachers are the ones who establish relationships with their students, get to know them on a personal level, and see and treat us as real people, not just as some test taker or number. That's why I want to recognize Miss Magnus. Miss Magnus was not only just a great orator and lecturer of history, but she had an energy and enthusiasm of the class, of the subject that flowed through the class. Learning history is usually a nightmare for most kids. Long, arduous lectures about old men who've been dead for centuries, with little significance to our current world. But history was the class that we looked forward to the most, and it's all because of Miss Magnus. It's hard to find an adult who is unanimously loved and respected by dozens of teens, but Miss Magnus was one of them. On a personal level, it is with Miss Magnus that I was able to start and run Club of India, our school's Indian culture club. With her support, we grew pretty quickly and saw a fair amount of success before COVID shut us down. She let me run the club through her classroom, understood how important the club was to me, and allowed me to be myself. I am still grateful to this day that you let me run the club through your class. Miss Magnus, I hope that other teachers at Vandegrift can implement the same principles that you do, and hopefully we can continue our friendship even after graduation. I'm very glad I was able to recognize you tonight. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Next up for Vandegrift, we have Mai Naar, and she will be representing or presenting to Mima Nazarene.
Okay, so hi, my name is Mai Naar, and I immigrated to the US only 2 years ago from a non-English speaking country. Nothing prepared me for such life-changing event. During the first days at Vandegrift, I was overwhelmed, frustrated, and felt paralyzed by anxiety. Having Mrs. Nazarene as my ESL teacher during such a time was a blessing. Mrs. Nazarene is always there for all of her students, and her class is where we all feel protected and secure. And I will forever be grateful for Mrs. Nazarene providing me with a stronger English foundation, but more importantly, for helping me build my confidence and believing myself. Instead of obtaining waivers for me as a recent immigrant, she encouraged me and inspired me to challenge myself. She did it by constantly reminding me how much she believes in me. She also came to my other classes to support and urge me to participate, speak up, and mostly to present. With her strong soft skill, her unique personality, and above all, her good and loving heart, I can definitely say that Mrs. Nazarene had an important role in my personal and academic development, and as well as my overall high school career. Thank you, Mrs. Nazarene. You will always remain my mentor for life.
Rounding things out for Vandegrift, we have Logan Ambres, who'll be presenting to Mr. Martin Wiedemeyer.
Hi everyone, my name is Logan Ambres. I currently go to Vandegrift High School. Tonight, I just want to say thank you for everyone for coming out, and I'd also like to say thank you to my counselors for nominating me as one of the students for this award. I chose Mr. Wiedemeyer tonight because he was a great teacher for myself and his other students around him. He encouraged to be more hands-on in his learning with the different classes he taught, more specifically aerospace engineering. We had to be more hands-on with building different things. We had to build quadcopters and build rockets that should meet a design and should be successful. And he also really hooked me on pursuing aerospace engineering in college. And his countless hours dedicated to teaching the classes were more than appreciated by more than myself and also the students around us. And then on the side, as an extracurricular, he ran a club called Cyber Patriots. Taught students about cybersecurity and how to secure different systems. He dedicated weekdays on Friday afternoons and on weekends where we'd have competitions, and he spent countless hours with other students besides myself to teach us how we could do better. Again, I'd just like to say thank you for Mr. Wiedemeyer for being a great teacher for myself and other students. Thank you.
All right, let's invite, he's already walking this way, Paul Johnson with Vista Ridge High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen, and thank you, Leaf. Let's give our students one more round of applause, just for being a great. And I want to echo what Barb Spellman said. It is good to be together, right? It's good. Life is better together. So it's great to be able to connect and do this. Thank you for Leaf for pivoting today, I guess from outside to inside. I know a lot goes into that decision, so thank you guys so much. And again, it's an honor to be here tonight. Again, I'm the principal of Vista Ridge High School. And first up, we have Ashlyn Heron recognizing her PALS teacher, Miss Allison Lyles.
All right, hi, I'm Ashlyn Heron, and today I'm recognizing my floral design teacher, Miss Allison Lyles. I've chosen to select Miss Lyles to nominate because she has been such an influential person in my life, not only in class, but outside of as well. No matter if it was helping me learn how to balance AP classes with actual life, teaching me the importance of design and how to get that right eye and knowing what you're looking for, and also just like supporting me through all the different crazy things that happened in high school. She has been supporting and gone above and beyond the call of duty for her teacher status. I just know that I can count on her no matter what. So yes, thank you.
Okay, next up we have Blake Reed, AKA Rowdy. That's our mascot. He's been our mascot the last 4 years, did an incredible job. Recognizing his AP Calculus teacher, Miss Sarah Lowry, who actually now is an assistant principal at Round Rock High School. So she came back just for this event. Blake.
Let's see how hard this is. You guys are tall. Holy cow. All right, so I'm Blake, and I'm representing Miss Lowry. And if anybody knows Miss Lowry, you know that this choice is a no-brainer. She's amazing. So from the moment you walk into her classroom, you could tell that she's really passionate about what she does. And as a teacher's kid, it's easy to tell when a teacher really cares about what they do. And so a funny story that I've got about Miss Lowry is that over the COVID break in like April, when everything was online, I slacked off for about a week with my assignments for Calculus BC, and she actually called my mom. So as terrifying as that is, it showed how dedicated she is as a teacher for her students to succeed. But for anybody to get a group of 17 and 18-year-olds to be excited about Calculus BC, I mean, that's impressive. So props to Ms. Lowry. I wouldn't be the person I am today without her. Thank you.
Quite the experience with this thing right here. So next we have Brittany Stewart, recognizing her accelerator teacher, Ms. Dana Jones, and actually Incubator and Accelerator, if you guys know, is an entrepreneurial program at the high school level. Incubator is a junior year, Accelerator is a senior year, and actually Brittany was CTE Student of the Week this week as well. So Brittany Stewart, come on up.
Hands are shaking. Okay, so I'm Brittany Stewart, and I'm recognizing my Incubator Accelerator teacher, Mrs. Jones. One of the things that I've learned from her was the effect that positive attitude can have on everyone in their day. So being in her class, I've not only learned how to be a young entrepreneur and how to grow a business, but just how you can change someone's day around just by having a happy face and always smiling. The past 2 years, I've walked into her classroom and I've never seen her frowning. She always has a smile on her face, which makes everyone happy. She never fails to greet everyone with a hello or how was your day, and that just really affects everyone and how they perform. And so, thank you, Ms. Jones.
After Bruce takes this lovely picture, he's going to come on up and close us out for the night. So thank you so much. Here's Bruce Gearing.
All right. I got through that part, so that was a relief. Quick shout out to Josh Haug, who gave me this mask from Leander Middle School. Sorry, Chris. One of the hardest decisions I have to make before I speak is, what am I going to wear, right? And so, here I am. Can all the students stand up for a second? Thank you. You may have heard me talk about life changers. And tonight, these students have defined what I know in my heart to be life changers. These teachers are representative of all of the staff in Leander ISD, and they truly change lives. So let's have all of our teachers stand up, please, and let's give them a very warm, hearty thank you. So very briefly, thank you to LEEF. Thank you to our sponsors who've made all of this possible. Thank you to all the hard work. Thank you to our parents. You know, this is a village. We do this together. We couldn't do it without you. So we really sincerely appreciate you entrusting us with your most precious resource. We thank you for your attendance here tonight. We wish you Godspeed and a safe journey home. Thank you so much.